se encuentra de visita de nueva cuenta aquí en la República Mexicana. Estoy hablando de Disclosure, que tienen un muy buen material discográfico, Caracal, muy premiado. Y bueno, pues tenemos la oportunidad de platicar con ellos. First of all, thank you very much for your time this interview. Welcome back to Mexico. How do you feel being back here?
Thanks a lot, man. Yeah, it's great. We love Mexico. We kind of treat it like a bit of a work holiday kind of thing because, yeah, we've got a couple of days off. Got a day off here tomorrow, so yeah, we'll be eating lots of guacamole and drinking tequila.
Drinking tequila, you have to try mezcal also.
Yeah, of course.
It works also
It,
really
it
good.
does the same thing.
Now, talking about this album, a really successful album. Tell us a little bit the creating process, the adventure of the creating process of the album.
Yeah, so our second record that we've done is Disclosure, and I think like we didn't really have a plan at the start, but I think after we wrote maybe 3 or 4 songs, we had a rough idea that we wanted to do an album that sounded like us and it had our kind of, you know, signature instruments in it and, you know, just the sounds that people know us for, but not just stick to house music, kind of do like a variety of tempos and different genres, work with loads of different people to sing the songs. Howard wanted to sing more as well, and that's what we did basically. It wasn't really like kind of this is what we want to do at the start. It just kind of developed over time, and I think we realized what we had done after we'd done it, sort of. Yeah.
Now, Settle was a great first album. Tell us if you could tell me the biggest lesson that album gave it to you.
Oh, I don't know if I could pick one. I mean, we learned so much making that record and touring it as well. You know, I mean, we wrote it relatively quickly. You know, people say you get your whole life to write your first album and then like a year to write your second. We had about a year to write the first one, so it was kind of a rush. But you know, we put that pressure on ourselves. We like to have that element of you know, not pressure but urgency. You know, it's quite nice to feel like there are people that are actually going to want to hear it. But
now, for this album, a really successful single, Holding On, tell us a little bit the story behind that song.
Yeah, so Holding On, we wrote with Gregory Porter.
Yeah.
We wrote it in quite a strange way that we hadn't done before, which was that we were talking about how all of the old house and garage songs that we love, and well, a lot of them were remixes of R&B songs and soul tracks, or at least heavily sample-based music. And we thought like, well, there's not really much left that we want to sample. You know, a lot of the best ones have been done 100 times, and which is great, and we love that style of music. But we just thought, because you know we're not just producers, we're songwriters as well. We thought, why don't we just write a soul song and then remix it ourselves? And so that's what we did. You know, me, Jimmy, and Gregory wrote an acoustic kind of different version of Holding On, and then me and Guy took it away and remixed our own song.
Now, how much of a challenge is to leave a comfort zone after a really successful first album and say, okay, I want to do an experiment with total different sounds?
Yeah, I think it wasn't a hard decision to make. Like all of my favorite acts, well, our favorite acts and artists, they never do the same thing twice. You know, what would be the point? That's not a true artist. That's just someone who's got a formula and wants to do it over and over again to make lots of money, or they just know it works. You know, you're playing it safe. I don't respect that. You know, I love artists and bands who have a long career of loads of different albums, and each one has its completely different story, meaning, and sound to it. So, you know, with the first one, we wanted to do the house and garage thing. With this one, we wanted to do the kind of more pop and electronic, like loads of different stuff. So, you know, that was the point. It wasn't a hard decision to make because we just want to follow on from the people we respect and do the same. You know, it's just the way you should do it. That's what I think. That's just the way that we think it should be done. Yeah.
Cool. Now we're a music channel, so of course, for Mexico, your latest videos are really special because you use Mexico as the place that the video developed. Who came with the idea?
Yeah, it's future Mexico.
Future Mexico,
There's spaceships, there's like 2...
Yeah, for all it's like a real Mexico.
Yeah, is there like...
That's really good.
I think there's 2 moons at points. There's like 2 moons or 2 suns. So yeah, it's kind of like a spacey Mexico in a different dimension maybe. But yeah, no, it just... it seemed like the right place to do it. The basic outline and story of the film was written by our good friend Ryan. He directed all of the videos. And yeah, the idea was it was supposed to look kind of hot and sweaty and kind of like, you know, it was kind of like the sort of future of where you would imagine like cartels chasing someone, and it was, you know, I think he must have been like really into Breaking Bad or something, but awesome. Yeah, I think he took that and kind of went with the future aspect of that and thought, you know, instead of making it about that, we'd make it about this girl with a caracal tattoo, and it gave her magical powers, and there were these guys trying to run and find her and chase her, and I think Omen sums it up the best. That video for me in particular, with Sam in the hot sweaty club, it's just like one of our shows that we've done, in like the one we did last night. But it was a great place to do it, and I love how much the fans have connected with it. Like, I think it's really boosted our love in Mexico massively. Most of the comments are just people being like, Mexico,
the subway, I've been there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, but the story's not over. Do you have plans to finish the story with another video?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's kind of over in its own way. There could be like another chapter or series, I suppose. But I mean, we'd have to get Ryan to write something. But that's kind of it for now for the singles with Caracal. That we're just going to be doing kind of a few more VIPs, like remixes, and maybe like a club style EP over summer. But no more singles from Caracal. I think we've done them all now.
But great collaborations in this album. I'm going to ask you about some of them and tell me your experience working with them. Start with Lord.
Yeah, sure. So we met Lord in, probably like 3 years ago now, doing the Brit Awards together, where we had to collaborate, and we did like a mashup of our song White Noise and her song Royals. So we met her then, and we got on really well, and we worked out that she's really good, because you never really know until you meet these people what they're going to be like. But yeah, she's amazing, great singer, and really easy to get on with. So that was cool. And we always said we should get in the studio one day and write something, but it just never quite happened until 2 weeks before we were meant to deliver our album, and she just hit us up like, "Oh, I'm in London. Do you want to write a song?" We were like, "Yes, but let's do it really quickly." And then we got in the studio, and she didn't disappoint at all. She's amazing.
And sometimes the magic happen like that, like really quickly. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, most of our writing sessions are a couple of days for the writing side of things, and then takes a bit longer than that to produce it all. But yeah, the writing we normally do in a day or two. Yeah.
Cool. Now another one, Sam Smith.
I'll get Sam right. So Sam we've worked with again on this record. So working with him again was, it was just like working with a friend. It's like working with Howard, because we spent so much time together. We've done so many shows together. So, there was none of that awkward meeting someone, and you don't know what they're going to be like. You don't know if you're even going to make anything any good. We just knew as soon as we got back in that we'd make something that we loved, and we did. We made Omen, which we're both really proud of. Yeah.
Cool. And obviously The Weeknd.
Yeah, sure. So working with Abel was amazing. It's the only song that we wrote on the album that we didn't do in London. We went to New York to meet him kind of halfway, and we worked out of Alicia Keys' studio called Jungle, which is incredible, and it's got this amazing panoramic view of Manhattan while you're sitting writing. Compared to our tiny little studio in London, it was a big difference. But and I don't think that matters at all. But at the same time, it did influence the track a lot in that it made us want to write this sort of nighttime song, i.e. nocturnal. We looked out over the sun going down, and we were like, we can't write about anything else. Like, it has to be that. So it definitely influenced the track in that way. Yeah.
Cool. Now, talking about the experience and the phenomenon that is the electronic music lately, do you think that this big phenomenon is because everybody support each other? You don't have like a big ego. You can work with pop singers, with hip hop singers, even with other DJs. Do you think that it's why the electronic scene is like growing up so much?
I think scenes come and go over time. I'm not sure that I don't think you can pinpoint one reason why electronic music's big at the moment. But one thing I would say is that I think the reason of what you just said about how people are open to working with everyone else is why there's such a surge in collaborations at the moment. I've never seen so many collaborate. If you look through the history of music, it's like, you get the odd duo and the odd duet happening, but now it's like pretty much everyone is collaborating with everyone at some point, and it's a beautiful thing. I think it's really good. It's nice to see what people come out with.
It's actually funny because I was reading some comments the other day, and just about the whole Disclosure featuring whoever, or Disclosure featuring this, because we do so many featuring, which 10 years ago it wasn't even a thing. You wouldn't do featuring someone. Maybe you would if you had a verse from a rapper or something, but now it's the normal thing to do. And people from maybe slightly older people, 40-year-old maybe, they're all how is this not Lord's song? She's the only one singing it. Or how is this not Sam's song? She's the singer, so it's her song, right? It's like, well, no, because we all write it. So I think it's good because it gives the people behind the music and the writers a little bit more of a voice. You know, it's nice that, you know, people can see that just because a singer's singing the song, they didn't write it on their own. You know, it's nice to be able to bring everyone in from behind as well. But yeah, it's a great community to be in that at the moment. You know, the electronic music, like you said, is big right now, and you know, most people we meet are pretty cool and nice, and you know, we have a lot of friends in the scene, and we do a lot of shows with, you know, people. That's how I think that's how it grows, definitely, yeah, because you do shows with the same DJ over and over again or whatever, and you just, you know, you end up chatting and swapping tunes, and yeah, it's kind of like a networking thing.
You've been multi-Grammy nominated. Do you care? Do you care to win a Grammy or not? Or is better all the successful with all the crowd every place you go?
Yeah, probably the crowd thing is better. It's great to be nominated for Grammys. You know, it's nice to know that your work is recognized and whatever, but winning doesn't really matter. As long as, like, being nominated is enough because you can put it next to your album, Grammy nominated album. But no, I think we pride ourselves more in throwing the best after parties at the Grammys rather than winning.
I guess so.
Which we have done, I think, 2 years in a row. So yeah.
Now, talking about what next, you just tell me that it's not going to be another single for this album. So you already start the creating process of what could it be a new studio album?
We've been writing, yeah, but it's not going to be for an album, I don't think.
It's going to be just songs.
Yeah, I think so. We might just do a little like EP this summer of just more kind of club stuff. So no features, no like working with anyone, just like me and Howard doing kind of more back to where we started. You know, it's just some stuff for DJs to play out. We've been playing out a couple in our DJ sets secretly without telling anyone that it's us and seeing how they go down. And I think we're going to start to sort of leak them out kind of soon. But yeah, other than that, like, we haven't started any work for a third album yet. No, nothing.
Now, lately, every time that I make an interview, I ask the people that I interview about a character that a lot of people here in Latin America are talking about lately, and tell me your opinion, Donald Trump.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, he needs to go away.
Yeah, I totally agree. Totally agree. That's enough. That's enough to hear. So, well, thank you so much for your time. This interview. It's always an honor to have the opportunity to talk to you. Congratulations. This is a great album. Any message you want to say to all of your fans in Latin America?
Just thanks for all the support and buying the music and coming to see us at a show. And if you haven't yet, we hope to see you at a show soon. Yeah.
Bien,
thanks.
pues, bueno, ya lo vieron, Disclosure. Vamos a continuar con Manuel.